Good evening and welcome to Ultimate Dirt TV. I'm here with Mikey. Hi, Mikey. How are you?
We're doing good. We're here in Darlington, South Carolina. And Steve, how are you doing yourself?
Well, I'm here.
That's a good point.
I guess that's all I think that matters. I mean, me and you made it. The other announcer, he must have got lost.
Yeah, I'm not sure he's found his way to the track yet. Either that or he got stuck at the hot dog stand. But we'll, we'll worry about that later.
All right, here we are. You talk about some playoffs right here at Darlington tonight. 138 laps. Your stage break at lap number 44. Talk about the point standings coming into tonight, Mikey.
Yeah, so right now, Jonah Colbert, 5 wins on the season, easily the most throughout everyone. He is your points leader coming in here with 2,036 points. And after that, it kind of dips down to 2,000 based off of how many stage points they've gathered throughout the year. So if you win a race, you get 5 extra points added, or you get 5 extra playoff points. The regular season champion gets some playoff points. And then also, if you win a stage, you get a playoff point. All those points are now accumulated once playoffs start, which this is our first playoff race here in the Truck Series. So that's why Jonah Colbert, he's at 2,036. And then if we think of the guy in 16th place, which is Daniel Worthington, he is starting at 2,000. So he is already 36 points behind the leader, and that's just from the regular season alone. But right now, Jonah Colbert's first in points. Peyton Hubbard is second, only 2 points behind. He was our regular season champion, so he got a lot of extra points from that. Wes Wiggin is third. Alex Healy's fourth. Barrett Morton or he's also tied for fourth. Bobby Hall's in sixth. Tied for seventh is Dustin Reinsettle and Jeremy Vaughn. Ninth place, big tie here. We got Sean Kaiser, Lucas Lyons, Ed Osborne, and Taylor Peacock. Sean Kastritza is going to be 13th. 14th is Tyler Evans. Alan Duranco and Daniel Worthington are going to round out your playoffs. So a lot of drivers, a lot of really, really good drivers here in these playoffs in the Truck Series. And, I'm really excited. Starting off with Darlington, such a hard-hitting track. A track where you got to save a lot of tire, really hard to get around the corners. It's really hard to pass here. You've got to pass when you have the opportunity. So there's going to be a lot of really good guys here tonight. And not even that, you have guys who are racing outside of the playoffs. If you're racing for that 17th spot, you're racing for a butt kicker, which is one of our sponsors here in Bluegrass. So, a lot of really cool things going on here. So you got people racing for the championship. You got people racing for the butt kicker. It's going to be a wild night here at Darlington Motor Speedway.
Definitely look at the charts right now. Qualifying, Alex Healy, Peyton Hubbard, Sean Kastritza, Wes Wiggin, and David Brackett round out your top 5 in qualifying. Right now on the racing surface from Louisville, Kentucky, it's Barrett Morton in at number 9 machine, coming to be the 11th driver to qualify in tonight. In at number 9 machine. Also making his way onto the racing surface at number 31 is Jonah Colbert from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, from the Apex Season 2 champion. And how about Barrett Morton goes 5th quick?
Yeah, pretty solid time here. And you're going to see these guys. What they're going to do is that we're going to watch Barrett Morton here as he goes into the corner. Turn 3 and 4 is where all the moves are going to happen tonight. We see Barrett's going to elect to kind of run that middle lane. You can run up against the wall. You can run right against the white line. A lot of different lines in that corner. That's really where you're going to have to make your moves at, because in turn 1, that's where you want to gain all the momentum. So you watch Barrett going to dip his left sides barely onto the apron, let that car drift up the track near the wall. That's exactly what you do to gain a lot of speed and keep that momentum. And you can see that truck is loose, and we're going to see that a lot tonight. We've got a little bit of a hot track, and the tires here tend to slide since there's not a ton of banking, and the corners, it's almost like a big egg. So you're going around in a big egg shape, and it's just kind of hard to keep the car underneath you. But Jonah Colbert clocked in just behind Alex Healy, running a 29.40, I believe. Alex Healy right now with a 29.39. He is staying strong at the top of the leaderboard, and Taylor Peacock is now on the track as we see him going down the back straightaway in his 81 machine.
Taylor Peacock, he had some strong moments here with the Bluegrass this season. Also, we have Ed Osborne on the racing surface, and Ed at number 42. How about that? Picking up the win last week at Talladega. The closest finish probably in a very long time we've seen on iRacing.
Yeah, very clutch moment, and just barely got to that checkered just in time to pick up his first win here in the Bluegrass Iracing Truck Series. And not only that, it clinches his way into the playoffs. He's going to be starting off tied ninth with 2,005 points, so he has a lot of work to do. But all these guys are right now fighting for a top, I believe it's top 12 position because it cuts off every two races. So these guys, so the next four, I believe it's 13th through 16th, will all get eliminated after the following race, and I believe that race is at Talladega. So if you're going to get a win, you want to get it here because at Talladega, I mean, you can expect anything, and I'll confirm that is our next week's race. But when you have a track like Darlington, really hard to save tires. This is where a lot of these drivers who are back in points, if you're sitting 15, 16 in points, you have to take advantage of this race, get as many points as you can tonight, and then go to Talladega with a threshold of points where you know that you can stay in the back, maybe get some stage points, or just try to stay cool the rest of the race and try not to get wrecked. And Bobby Hall Jr. and his 94 truck from Athens, PA is out on the track right now. You see him arc that corner, going to barely get the apron, helps that car rotate loose off the corner. Down the back straightaway, Bobby Hall Jr. goes into turn 3. See where this puts him as he opts to run kind of that middle line and drift that truck up right up against the wall, gets on the throttle really hard, right up against the wall to the start-finish line. Bobby Hall Jr., he's going to clock in, I believe, P6 for his first lap.
Ah, look at there. Look at there. P6. So, let me ask you, is this one of your strong tracks?
Oh boy, this is one of my favorite tracks, and Darlington is just such a fun track. We go to big mile and a half tracks like Charlotte, Kansas, Atlanta, all these mile and a half tracks. Everyone kind of has a chance there. You can save your tires a little bit if you need to. You can really go full out if you want to. You can change your strategy up as you go. And once you come to a track like Darlington, this is where it kind of goes back into the driver's hands, I would say. There's certain tracks where, it kind of evens the playing field, especially in the Cup Series and the Truck Series. A lot tighter racing at Kansas. But when you come to a track like Darlington, where it's just really hard to pass, we're not going to see side by side a lot tonight. We're going to see a lot of single file. And then what's going to happen is that after a few laps, once cars start to wear the rubbers off their car, all that rubber is going to accumulate in certain parts of the track. And you're going to see people start to move different lines so they can get away from that rubber. And that's what kind of creates good racing, but it also puts a lot of stress on the tires. And this is a track that is very heavy on the right front and the right rear, depending on the conditions. And we already saw from Bobby Hall Jr., these cars get very loose off the corner of turn 2. So you're going to see them sliding around over there. It's going to wear out the right rear, but you're also going to see a lot of people trying to drive it in hard. They're going to overdrive on that right front, and then they're going to start getting into the outside wall. Everyone earns a Darlington stripe here, and we'll see everyone in the wall, but starting off the playoffs, I can tell you one person that is starting it right, which is Alex Healy. And we're going to go ahead and go through our starting lineup here, Steve.
It started a poll tonight from the Flex Motorsports. YNH Motorsports 97, Alex Healy. To his outside, JC Motorsports for number 31, Jonah Cobert.
Starting second row tonight, your regular season champion, Peyton Hubbard, is going to be starting P3, and to his outside, Bobby Hall Jr. for Flex Motorsports.
Row number 3, Bishan Kostritz at the 46, and to his outside of Flex Motorsports, truck number 88, Wes Wiggin.
And the row right behind them, Barrett Morton. We've seen him be strong all season. He's going to be rolling off P7. And to his outside in the 38 machine, David Brackett is going to be racing that truck from 8th place tonight.
And in row number, let's see here. You got me all confused because you don't say rows. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. The 5th row inside the Dakota Star Motorsports. It's truck number 77 is Tyler Evans to his outside. The WJM Motorsports car number 17, Cody Anderson.
In row 6, we're going to be having in the 81 machine tonight, Taylor Peacock, one of our playoff drivers. And to his outside, one of our drivers that will be battling for that 17th place position for the butt kicker is going to be the 8 of Cody Verrill.
And row number 7 to the inside is Roddy Shirk in a 51 and a Team Reaper to his outside. Last week's winner, Ed Osborne in a 42 truck.
Right behind him in 15th place, one of our rookies in the series, George Gibbs, has a great qualifying effort. His 55 truck will be rolling off P15 tonight. To his outside for Ron Morris Racing, we have Ron Morris Jr. and his 76 truck.
In row number 9 to the inside, the All-American Motorsports car number 24, Sean Kaiser. To his outside, the high side Hustler Motorsports car number 29, Travis Twitty.
And rolling off in row 10 tonight, Lucas Lyons and his JC Motorsports truck will be rolling off P19. And to his outside for Elevated Esports, we have Alan Duranco.
In row number 11 to the inside from the Mid-South, truck number 13, Brian Terry. To his outside, Flex Motorsports 113, Daniel Worthington.
And right behind them, starting 23rd tonight in row 12, is going to be Jeremy Vaughn. To his outside is going to be Michael Cole. And rounding out our field tonight, starting 25th, is going to be Charlie Mason, the 45 truck.
All righty. Well, I guess BJ is eating too many hot dogs. He's going to burst at the seams. I just know it. It's going to remind me of a little we call it the little doughboy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's exactly. We're going to start calling him that from now on. And really quickly to point out for all the viewers out there tonight, all your playoff trucks tonight are going to be represented with those bright yellow banners and the bright yellow fin on the back of the truck. So if you want to know if a driver's in the playoffs or not, you just have to look out for that big Bluegrass banner on the front, and those will indicate whether or not the trucks are in the playoffs tonight. Every playoff driver should have one. But I'm excited for tonight. This is going to be a really good battle. A lot of really good, battles going on throughout the regular season. The playoffs start now. This is where everything matters. We've seen Jonah Colbert, I would say, dominate the regular season. 5 wins, won almost half the regular season races. A lot of these drivers are going to try to come out here, they're going to have to beat Jonah Colbert straight up. And, we have a lot of drivers that can do it. Peyton Hubbard, really fast this season. And that beautiful 99 machine throwback here tonight. And also another thing, we have a bunch of throwbacks tonight. So this just makes this race, so awesome. Everyone wants to win this race. I'm just overcome with emotions right now in a good way. This is going to be such a good race. I'm excited. Going to be a lot of scrapes tonight between trucks and the wall. It's going to be a good one here, Steve.
You're going to be excited tonight. You're going to be crying on Wednesday night. 1 to 2.
Yep. Yeah, most likely.
Well, the lights are out, and here comes the pace car down pit road. The field's in the hands of Alex Healy as they wait for the flagman. And, Mikey, it's not Barney, it's Bernie now. Bernie, the iRacing flagman, waves the green flag. We're racing here at Darlington. And a good start there for Jonah Colbert as they head into turn number 1. Side by side, inch into the lead. Connection problems for that number 97 truck there. As we come out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway, your top 4 single filed out. You got Barrett Morton to the inside of the 94 of Bobby Hall Jr. as they go into turn number 3. Morton going to try to clear him. He does clear him. In turn middle of 3 and 4, coming out turn number 4. Lap number 1 goes to Jonah Colbert.
Yeah, Jonah Colbert with a massive jump there on the restart zone. I believe Alex Healy kind of waited till the end there, and Jonah Colbert knew it was coming. And he got a great start, put himself out front. And this is the last thing that I think the field needed was for Jonah Colbert to get out front this early. But as I kind of predicted, everyone's kind of gone single file here early. Remember, this is playoff racing. You've got to be smart. You've got to start out the race, really smooth. Save your tires here early. And we got a car already up into the wall.
That's Ronnie Shirk in that 51 truck.
Yeah, he tagged the wall there. And, that's not what you want to do this early. Now, that looked pretty substantial, but, if you're Ronnie Shirk, it's lap 2. You just got to shake it off. And we've got a lot of battles going on behind him. A lot of these guys trying to go through the field. Sean Kaiser underneath George Gibbs there. We're on board here with the, I believe this is Ed Osborne of the 42 machine. And there's actually Brian Terry and that beautiful Jeff Gordon throwback tonight. And a lot of cool, really, throwbacks out here. We got Kurt Busch for Alex Healy. Saw that one, noticed that one right away. So, a lot of these drivers, they put in a lot of effort for this race. Darlington is one that, hits the hearts of everyone. And, bringing back these throwback trucks is awesome. As you see right there, Jonah Colbert out front early. And, Alex Healy, though, still there, not really losing them by a ton. And right behind them, you got Peyton Hubbard, one of regular season champion. He's still up there in the mix, and he wants to go win this thing just as much as anyone else out here. Sean Kastritza up into P4.
Definitely. Right now, it's we're on lap number 5. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Jonah Colbert, around about, say we're about 6 to 8 car length advantage over Alex Healy at 97. You got Peyton Hubbard right there behind Alex Healy. You got a little gap there, Sean Kastritza. And how about Barrett Morton right now in the top 5 of 2 spots at the start of the race. Bobby Hall Jr. that 94 truck lost a couple spots, falling back to that 6th position. Wes Wiggin in the 88, currently running 7th. You got Tyler Evans, David Brackett, and Taylor Peacock rounding out your top 10 here at Darlington. As you see the 31 coming out of the turn. And let me ask you this. So this is fast, pretty good speeds here.
Mm-hmm.
When you get right below that white line there, the striped white line, in the turns, does that upset the car very much or the truck?
So in turn 1, absolutely. You're carrying almost 170 mile an hour into each corner. So whenever you go into turn 1, the banking is so substantial in turn 1 that it really will upset the car. It actually may even make the car kind of step out. And later in the runs, you'll actually see drivers use it to help turn their car on entry. And you'll see Jonah Colbert right there. He kind of puts his left side just on it, helps rotate the car a little bit. But you don't really want to go below it because it's going to make you a little bit too tight through center. And then if you're trying to turn too much, you'll just get loose off of exit. So it's kind of a no bueno situation. Kind of want to stay away from the apron. Now in 3 and 4, I think it's completely viable option to use. I mean, it helps you turn. Helps you save tires down there. Usually I like putting my left sides right on the white line and running around. You even see sometimes like in real life, I've not really tried it too much on iRacing, but you can really get below that white line, and it's kind of a shortcut around there because there's not as much banking in that corner. So it's really up to the drivers. I really feel like in turn 1, you have to stay above it, but in turn 3 and 4, you could completely use it if you really wanted to. Really the only thing that completely upsets the car is if you try to arc it too much and then you cross it, sometimes you'll get the truck a little bit loose. But other than that, it's pretty simple, nice and easy. Here early in the race, you'll see everyone stay above it. I don't think we'll see anyone try to make a move below it. But, as of right now...
Let's make a deal. Wednesday night, you cannot race above it. You have to race all the way below it.
In turn 3 and 4?
No, all 4 turns.
Oh no, I was about to say 3 and 4, absolutely, and I'll go for it. But turn 1 and 2, oh my, I'm gonna have to go all the way into the grass on the inside of it if I want to do anything. But Jonah Colbert out now with a 1 second lead over Alex Healy, and Peyton Hubbard has been all over the back of Alex Healy. Just cannot find a way to make a run around him. Alex Healy, they're both just kind of running the same lines, nice and easy. Peyton Hubbard gets into turn 3 a little bit better than Alex Healy, but Alex Healy gets to run off the corner, as you see right there. And another thing that a lot of people don't notice is that you're not full throttle in the corner in turn 3 and 4. You actually have to go like half throttle and kind of let it ride around the corner before you can get full throttle. The car's not going to turn very well if you just try to full throttle it. It'll just slide up into the wall. So, it's kind of like a different thing here about Darlington as we're on board here with Cody Verrill. You see Cody Anderson in front of him, David Brackett, all in a kind of a big single file line, all stacked behind Bobby Hall Jr., who since the beginning of the race has lost 3 positions. So Bobby Hall's struggling here early, and I'm kind of looking at it right now. That right side of that 94 machine is pretty scraped up. He's definitely been into the wall, and it would not be a tap. It looks like he was in the wall pretty hard, you see right there. And it may not seem like a lot, but that definitely will hurt your straightaway momentum. Use maybe like 1 or 2 miles an hour getting to the corner, but it also is going to make the truck a lot, it's going to make it a lot more ill handling. And so Bobby Hall Jr., here on lap 13 out of 138, this is definitely not a great position to be in right now. Is that, damage the splitter of the car. It'll damage that right front fender, which packs air on the spoiler. So, and look at that beautiful car right there. I believe that's a Rusty. Who drove that car? I know Brad Kozlowski had that throwback a few years ago. But Jeremy Vaughn, was it Rusty Wallace? I think it was. Maybe, but Jeremy Vaughn and that 2 machine up 5 positions since the start of the race. Pretty solid start to his race. You see George Gibbs, who qualified up in 15th, right in front of him. And look at a big move here as George Gibbs gets loose. Jeremy Vaughn's going to look underneath George, and George Gibbs is going to close the door. And right behind them, Daniel Worthington looking to make a move. Both these guys are playoff drivers too, so they've got to gain as many positions. And right behind them, you see, I believe that is Lucas Lyons, another playoff driver. These guys are back in 17th, 18th, and 19th. They're going to have to make some moves here early if they want to, get some stage points or finish well. And we got a battle up in 8th place right now. Taylor Peacock, you see there, Taylor Peacock's going to get around the 77 to Tyler Evans. And here comes David Brackett. David Brackett's going to make a move to the inside of that 77 machine. And this is the hard part, the pass right here. You can't really pass in turn 1 and 2. Turn 1 and 2 is mainly a momentum corner. So, you see David Brackett have to back off a little bit there more than he wanted to.
Definitely, you see right there, David Brackett in that number 38 machine on the inside of Tyler Evans. They're side by side. You look at Brackett pushes up just a tad bit as they come out of the turn down the straightaway. But meanwhile, Jono Cober continues to lead here at Darlington. As you're watching on the Bluegrass Iracing Facebook and YouTube, make sure you hit the follow button, share out the broadcast on the Facebook side. Make sure to subscribe on the YouTube side. Mikey, are you subscribed?
Oh, absolutely.
Did you give it a thumbs up? I'm going to audit log now. Find out. Don't lie to me.
I did on YouTube. Yes, I did.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Don't worry about that clicking.
Make sure you hit that thumbs up or the thumbs down. Mikey gets a kick if it's a thumbs down, just a FYI. He chuckles.
It was a big thumbs up. I thumbs up every single race I can.
And how about Peyton Hubbard now in that second spot as Alex Healy's fallen back in that number 97, currently running in third. Your pole sitter here tonight. There's Barrett Morton in fourth. Then you got Sean Kostritza rounding out your top 5. And then you have Wes Wiggin, Taylor Peacock, Bobby Hall Jr., David Brackett, Sean Kaiser rounds out your top 10 here at Darlington with a Bluegrass Truck Series as we're on lap number 19. As we come to complete lap number 19 on lap number 20 now.
And I can tell you that the field's going to be in trouble if they can't really find out how to get, as quick as Jonah Colbert right now. So he's been progressively 3 to 4 tenths quicker every single lap than second place. The only person even really near him is Barrett Morton, which Barrett Morton is closing in on Alex Healy right now. But, a lot of these guys are going to have to see if they can run a little bit quicker times because Jonah Colbert, man, is flying right now. And I don't know if he's saving as much as everyone else, but I mean, Jonah Colbert out to a 3.5 second lead over Peyton Hubbard right now. So Jonah Colbert kind of has this first part of the race locked down. He knows what he's doing. And, consistency is key, though. He's going to have to keep that car out of the wall throughout the night. It's only lap 21 out of 138. So a lot of time left in the race. But as of right now, Jonah Colbert absolutely, leaving off where he was in the regular season, or starting off from where he was in the regular season, that is.
Definitely is as he comes out turn number 4 down the front straightaway. Right ahead of him is George Gibbs and Charlie Mace. Both those trucks have a little bit of damage on it as you look at Jonah Colbert. He goes to the high side of Mace there off of turn number 2. Now he goes to cross it back underneath. Oh, now that will make you like poop in your pants. I'm just sorry.
Yeah, I could say in the driver's perspective, it's not as bad as it seems. Jonah Colbert with a very smart move there. You could try to get outside of a lap car in turn 1, 2, but it's not a smart move because that corner gets very tight. Everyone drifts up the track. So you saw him kind of do that crossover, a little bit loose there, doing it. But I mean, in the driver's perspective, it's not as bad. It's just because of how Darlington is shaped, it looks much worse than it is. Jonah Colbert kind of made that move nice and easy, and he's able to get around the car in front of him there as George. He was also able to get around George Gibbs. So 2 lap cars already. That Peyton Hubbard has to pass now. So Jonah Colbert, again off to this hot start, keeping that lead right now. You can't really complain.
Definitely not. There's Peyton Hubbard in that second place. As you look right ahead of him, there is right from a wreck, Charlie Mace and the 55 of George Gibbs. Caution will come out because of that. Charlie Masons gets to the back of the 55 of Gibbs. Gibbs head on to that wall.
Yeah, they were all just kind of fighting for the same real estate there. I don't think there was anything intentional there by Charlie. It just looked like he maybe overdrove the corner a little bit. And they just made some contact. They made contact again, which sent the 55 hard into the outside wall. Luckily, no one else involved. Cody Verrill had just called out that he was pitting, so I don't know if he stayed on the lead lap, but this might be a big break there for Cody Verrill. Jeremy Vaughn in the 2 truck also had an issue, and he is 5 laps down. So I'm not sure what happened to the 2 truck, but a few cars damaged there.
Few, maybe it's because we didn't have enough sparklers and snakes, and Charlie Mace and George Gibbs wanted to give it to us tonight. You like sparklers, Mikey?
I love sparklers. 4th of July is coming up here soon.
Well, hopefully not too soon. I don't want it that hot.
Yeah.
As pit stops, almost everyone coming down pit road as Jonah Colbert leads them down pit road in his number 31. There's Peyton Hubbard, Alex Healy right there. As Alex Healy now gets at his pit box. As we wait, let's see. Jonah Colbert was going to be first off. At the end, going to have Peyton Hubbard and Alex Healy your top 3. And how about Barrett Morton? Barrett Morton coming out in 4th. Wes Wiggin in 5th. You got Sean Kostritza, Taylor Peacock, Sean Kaiser, David Brackett, and Cody Anderson rounding out your top 10 coming out from pit road. I always like it, Mikey, when you're here. That would be a key. Say why, Steven?
Oh, I did. I accidentally muted my mic. I didn't mean to, but why is that there, Steven?
Because I feel like I'm on vacation.
Yeah, I tend to talk a lot, especially when coming here to Darlington. I love this track. This track is one of my favorites. It's definitely, like I said, it's a driver's track. It really puts the truck back into the hands of the driver. So it's just such a fun track to talk about. A lot of saving tires. A lot of hard battling here. It may not look like it because we got a mile and a half. So we're side by side for 20 laps. But here, we're sitting on file for 20 laps, but everyone is racing as hard as they can to try to get that position in front of them. And it's all about, using the track to your advantage, gaining momentum off of turn 2 to pass in turn 3. And I think it's just a very fun track, and these drivers obviously are, racing hard, as we've seen already. A lot of contact, a lot of right side scrape tonight. And, that's just going to continue to happen throughout the night. But, the truck with the cleanest, or the truck that's the cleanest at the end, will come out with a top 5, maybe even a win here tonight. So I think that's, if you're a playoff driver, that's all you got to look forward to.
Definitely. If you're a non-playoff driver, you still got a point you want to make before the season's out.
Absolutely. And the non-playoff drivers are still racing. They're still racing for that 17th place. I do not have one, but I've heard only good things about Buck Kicker. And, one of our sponsors here for the league, they do a great job of, giving us these opportunities for the non-playoff drivers. And, these guys are racing, for something that actually is really awesome. So if I was, outside the playoffs, I'd want to come 17th. So, these guys are racing their hearts out just as well. So a lot of action on the track. And, we got battles through, the top 10, top 20, everywhere. It seems like we've had a battle so far tonight. And Jonah Colbert's going to take that outside line just like he had in the first start.
As you see Ronnie Shirk, he'd be falling to the rear. So Peyton Hubbard and Jonah Colbert on your front row. Colbert in that number 31 machine. He can start anywhere in that restart zone. And if you're Jonah, do you play mind games, Mikey?
I feel like this early, just do your thing. If you try to sit here and play mind games, you might get yourself, rear-ended here. There's no reason for it. Just nice and easy. Go whenever you need to go. We'll probably see him go a little bit earlier in the box, I would say. But pace car's off, and we're coming to the green here, Steve.
Here we come. You see the Geico restart zone right there. Alex's favorite time of the night. Pace car is in. Here we go. Jonah Colbert, he fires off on the loud pedal. We're back to racing here. Good start for that number 31. Peyton Hubbard on the inside there. Him and Alex Healy. 1, 2, 3. And look, they're singled out in your top 4. Wes Wiggin right there in the 88 machine, currently running in that 6th position. As Taylor Peacock's all over him over that tail tank. And look at the 24, Sean Kaiser. He's moving that truck around. And you got to wonder, Mikey, at the start of the race, each restart, that's when they got to make their moves. Because normally, after a couple laps, they start spreading out.
Yeah, absolutely. And Sean Kaiser at 9 positions tonight. He's made a lot of gains here off the restarts. And even throughout the run. So Sean Kaiser's done a great job tonight, moving himself already inside the top 10 in stage points position at that. So Daniel Worthington, one of our other playoff drivers, he also has moved up 10 positions up to 12 tonight. And, we got a battle right here. Taylor Peacock, Sean Kaiser, again, just talking about him. You see that slide job, going to put himself right in front of that 81 machine, move himself up to 7th place, up 10 positions now into that 7th spot.
Definitely. So let's do this, Mikey. Pick a winner that's a non-playoff driver that you think can win tonight.
Non-playoff driver that can win tonight. I was going to say, I don't remember is Cody Anderson in there? But I was going to go with Cody Anderson. I do not think he's in the...
Well, he has a yellow spoiler, but I'm just not sure. He's not as yellow as the others, though.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Cody Anderson is in the playoffs, but Cody Anderson right now running P9. I believe he's actually the first driver that's not in the playoffs right now. So him or David Brackett, up there in P11 right now in his 38 truck. He's also a non-playoff driver. So we got Taylor Peacock into the wall, and it's going to leave the door open there for Wes Wiggin. Wes Wiggin looking to make a jump here, not going to be able to do it. And that's going to open the opportunity there for that 17 truck of Cody Anderson. Let's see if he gets a run. Not going to be able to do it just yet. Wes Wiggin going to be able to hold on in that position. There's David Brackett and his 38 machine. And
so you're going to go with Cody Anderson. We had a little smoke there. I don't know who was that from. So you're going with Cody Anderson. I guess I will go with, that's Taylor Peacock, isn't it? That keeps on hitting that outside wall in the 81. Yes, it is. Wiggin gets around him in the 88. Anderson kind of blocked there momentarily. There's the 4 of Alan Duranco. And then we have David Brackett. I'm going to go with David Brackett.
Gotcha. That's a good pick. And really quickly, while we're on this, Alan Duranco up 11 positions up to P9. David Brackett up into the wall there as we see. But Alan Duranco's put himself, started this race very well. Up 11 spots, started 20th up to 9th. Can't really complain much about that as he's got a few drivers. But that truck looks relatively clean. Looks like he's been able to keep it out of the wall. So, that's a great start there for that 4 truck. And, we've seen Taylor Peacock into the wall, Wes Wiggin a little bit. So, to have a clean car here this early is a big momentum shifter throughout the entire race because that car is only going to get better and better handling compared to the others. You see really tight here in turn 1. This is a really hard move, but he's going to be able to do it. But he's going to have to get on the brakes a little bit through center, but he's going to be able to complete the pass. Taylor Peacock's kind of missing, blinking in a little bit there, internet issue, but there goes Ed Osborne trying to make a move there on Daniel Worthington. Not going to be able to do it. Daniel Worthington into the wall. Ed Osborne maybe going to try to make a move there, but not going to be able to get it as there's Ronnie Shirk maybe making a looking move there.
And there's the 94, Bobby Hall Jr. He's lost 11 spots in the start of this race. He's back there at 15th. Now he's got to start rolling these drivers in one by one to the end of the race.
Yeah, and I reckon that Bobby Hall went in and got his damage repaired, or at least tried to. I believe that's why he fell back as far as he has, because, he struggled in the first few laps. We saw him get into the wall a few times, and, getting in the wall early is the last thing you want to do. It kind of ruins the beginning of your race, and it literally alters the rest of your race. You see Bobby Hall to make a move there on Tyler Evans, and Ronnie Shirk and Tyler Evans are really tight. Oh! A little hard. Tyler Evans around. Another truck around there. Tyler Evans around on the backstretch, and that's going to bring out the caution.
Tyler Evans. What a heartbreak. What a playoff drivers.
Again, just side by side right there. And that's just such a rough place to be in. You see a hard hit there. Ronnie Shirk looks like he also is going to get pretty big hit out of that, and it looks like he's going to be. Or that's
Michael Cole.
Michael Cole, just wrong position. And I mean that's a massive hit to not only Tyler's truck but to his playoff bid. He's got to win practically at Talladega next week.
Yeah.
I mean that's what that means. And I mean all I saw there were two drivers battling for that spot. I don't know if Ronnie and Tyler made any contact or not, but they were sure very close. But if anything, Tyler, he just got up a little bit too high and tried to hit the gas and just was not able to keep it down as much as he thought he would. And he slammed into the outside wall hard. So that's going to probably end that 77 machine's day.
Yeah, I would say it's going to do something, that's for sure. Tyler Evans. Actually, he's still on the racing surface. Putting around, Mikey.
Yeah, and the truck's not blown up, so not much you could really ask for. At this point, he's got to go get some damage fixed and just try to keep it on the lead lap for as long as he can. But you can obviously see that car is pretty destroyed, and the only thing it's not is blown up. So it's not going to be a fun time driving that truck. He's just going to have to progressively get as much damage fixed as he can.
You probably do that in due time. Let's go over your top 10. It's going to be Joe DeCover, Peyton Hubbard, Barrett Morton, Sean Kaiser, Alex Healy in 5th. Sean Kostritza in 6th. Alan DeRocco in 7th. Wes Wiggin, Taylor Peacock, and Cody Anderson rounds out your top 10 here at Darlington with the Bluegrass Truck Series. And, talk about Alan DeRocco in that number 4 machine. I remember Alan when he was doing dirt track racing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, learned pretty quick, and he's picked it up, and this season he's been pretty strong. In some races, and he's made the playoffs. Obviously, back in 15th, only has 2,002 points, so he's got a long way to go, but already up into 7th. We're going to be coming to the stage break here in just a few laps. I believe lap 44 it is, so we might have like a green white green checkered to the end of the stage break. But Alan, if he can gain a few more positions here, he's going to be sitting very good after this first race if he can keep this momentum going. And not only that, he's been able to pass a lot of other playoff drivers, which is the most important thing. Bobby Hall Jr. right now, even though he's up in 6th in points, he's not going to be getting any stage points from 13th. And Lucas Lyons, Daniel Worthington, Tyler Evans, Jeremy Vaughn, all these guys are not going to be getting any playoff points, and he is. So he might be in the position of only getting 3 playoff points, but once you go to Dega, those 3 playoff points are going to be vital to make it to the end.
Definitely it is. Well, Brett says he's going to start calling BJ Alex. Mikey's like, I don't get it. It's okay.
Yeah, I don't.
See, Alex used to commit, and then he would cancel at last moment. Well, BJ, don't forget, he just don't cancel. He just forgets. All right, we're 2 by 2 racked and stacked and fix to go back to green flag action out of turn number 4. Joe DeCover in that 41 will lead the field to the Geico restart zone on the outside line there. And then you have Peyton Hubbard on the inside. Then you got Sean Kaiser and Barrett Morton on row number 2. Then you have Alex Healy and Sean Kostritz on row number 3. Pace car is in as we come to the Geico restart zone. We're ready.
Mikey has a working mic, so we're all good.
Oh, no, we got problem with the leader.
Oh, no.
Now that gotta hurt.
No caution either. Not only that, that's going to hurt Peyton Hubbard in the 99 machine, as he also was involved in that. And look who's going to capitalize off of this, Barrett Morton.
Barrett Morton now look at the battle for second place. You got 24 of Sean Kaiser. He takes over second around Alex Healy as they come out turn number 4. Lap number 42 is in the books. So your top 3 right now is Barrett Morton, Sean Kaiser, Alex Healy. Sean Christensen in that 4th spot. Wes Wiggin rounds out your top 5 right now. And Alan Duranco sitting in that 6th position. So you talk about it. Peyton Hubbard now runs in that 17th spot. And where is Jonah Colbert? 19th position.
Yeah. Jonah Colbert, it only takes 100 feet to go from 1st to 19th. And, Jonah Colbert luckily has a big threshold. Same thing with Peyton Hubbard. They may be back in 17th and 19th, but they have a big threshold, so they don't have to be too worried. But, we'll go back and look at it here. I'm just not sure. Just a big stack up. Barrett Morton gets into the back of the 99, which sends him up into the 31. That's what caused this entire situation. But really quickly going back to the race, Barrett Morton off of turn 4, coming to the white flag of the stage, and Sean Kaiser is right there, all over that 9 machine.
Definitely is a battle to the finish of the stage as they're in the middle of the turns right now, coming out of the turn. That's turn, what is it, Mikey?
They're going into turn 3, side by side for the stage win. The 24 is going to slide up, not going to be able to get to the 9th corner, but he's still there a little bit, and Willie's going to throw it in. Contact! But Barrett Morton's going to win the stage here at Darlington. What a great end to that stage. Man, they used every inch of the track they could, and that was a heck of a finish there between Barrett Morton and Sean Kaiser. Both have gained a ton of positions, but not only this gives you a lot of confidence for the rest of the race, but Barrett Morton up to he gets 10 points for this stage win and a playoff point for the next round. This is going to be a massive gain for that 9 machine. Sean Kaiser, there's an extra 9 points for him. Alex Healy, extra 8 points. So a lot of big gainers here in our playoffs. And, there are big losers, too. Daniel Worthington gets none. Ed Osborne, no playoff points. Peyton Hubbard, Jonah Colbert, Jeremy Vaughn, Tyler Evans, no playoff points. So what a great finish to the stage.
Well, I kind of think that finish kind of tickled your fancy right there.
I think that was like a 7 out of 10. that was. I definitely think if that was the end of the race, I would have been insane.
Barrett Morton leading the field down pit road to get their pit stops. Sean Kaiser following in along with Alex Healy. Lucas Lyons stays out along with Daniel Worthington. And you got to wonder why they stayed out. And let's see if we can figure this out.
I can tell you why. It's because they probably pitted on lap 40.
They did.
So that lap 40 caution. So, they probably pitted on, around 38, 39. And then they filled up on gas, took tires, and then they just went very easy there. And now they get the track position, which is key. These guys, outside the top 10 are now going to be starting first and second. Going to throw everyone else's strategy off. But it's going to allow these guys to gain a lot of track position. And their tires shouldn't be too badly worn compared to the leaders.
Definitely. As you see the 97 pitting. And Rod Morse Jr. first off of pit road, along with Barrett Morton, Sean Kaiser, Alex Healy, Wes Wiggin, Alan Duranco, Sean Kostritza, and Cody Anderson rounding out your top 10 off of pit road. Alex says his league stock canceled. That is true. That is true, Alex. Well, Alex, BJ's pulling a Chris Nunn. How about that? We think he got stuck in the hot dog stand or the popcorn stand or something. Hell, he could have found a granny.
Oh, boy. There's some things you just don't need to know about, and that is one of them.
Well, Granny loves her some Jason Collins, especially when Jason takes her to the track.
Oh, no.
And buys her some ice cream.
Well, Barrett Morton, who won that stage there, he was going to be starting fourth on this restart. It looks like Ron Morris went in and took fuel only. Daniel Worthington and Lucas Lyons are going to be starting on a little bit older tires, but Barrett Morton, I think, is in a great spot right now, starting P4. He's going to be on that outside. It's going to be a lot easier for him to get around that third place car and maybe even get around the leader. So Barrett Morton's in a great position. Alex Healy also in a good position here. So excited to see this restart with a few cars who are on a little bit older tires. This is where things are going to start to get crazy if they weren't crazy enough. Because in 3 laps there, we saw the leader, the most dominant car of the day, get spun. We saw the second place car, the second most dominant car of the day, also get involved with it, and they're going to be starting in the back. And now you have a few playoff drivers stay out on some, play a different strategy, have a little bit older tires. So, excited for this one.
Well, how about Ron Morris? Not in the playoffs. Right there, he's going to restart in that third position. As we come to green on lap number 51.
And Lucas did choose the inside, who was our leader, and I think he knows that because he knows that Barrett's behind him. He doesn't want the car on fresher tires to get the jump. But you've got to look behind them because Sean Kaiser, is he going to make a jump inside of these guys? I don't think he can go 3 wide into turn 1, but sometimes our ambitions get the best of us. We might see that 24 try to jump 3 wide if Barrett Morton can't get a good start behind the 113 machine of Daniel Worthington. So it's going to be an interesting one here.
Definitely it is, as Lucas Lyons will bring us back to the green flag. The pace car will pull off into pit road. Bernie, the iRacing flagman, get ready to wave that green flag as Lucas Lyons brings us to the Geico restart zone. He fires. We're back to racing here at Darlington for stage number 2. Lucas Lyons, a good start there. Goes to the top shelf. As you look at the 76 of Morris. Oh, and the 113 get into each other. Now that's kind of exciting because that was right in front of Barrett Morton in that number 9 machine who was on fresh tires.
Yeah, he did a fantastic job of avoiding that. Him and Alex Healy both checked up. They saw that happen. And, out of everyone, advantage Sean Kaiser. He has the freshest tires right now out of everyone. So, Sean might, have something to say here. But Lucas Lyons, kind of pulled out to a 0.6 of a second lead over Ron Morris Jr., which Ron Morris did not take tires, so they're both on the same, set of tires. And then right there you see big single file line from that big checkup there off of turn 2, I think it was. So, a few new faces out front. Still same old racing.
Same old racing, just a different driver leading the way, steering that wheel. As we're coming to complete lap number 52 in the books, as we're on lap number 53. So we look at a little mid-pack here. As you look at the 9 of Barrett Morton to the inside, the 113 of Daniel Worthington. Give it to Barrett Morton off the turn. Worthington, that damage, you got to wonder, is going to hinder him just a tad bit. But right behind him is Wes Wiggin and Alex Healy. And there's Taylor Peacock in that 81 machine and Ronnie Shirk. Oh, he got a little loose off the turn. Almost got into Ronnie Shirk there in the defensive action. And you got to be quick on your toes if you're like Ronnie Shirk right there.
Yeah, and, I think these guys have been doing that all night. They're used to it. Man, that... Oh, we got a wreck. The 45 machine. Charles Mace, I believe.
Well, let's take a look at what happens here.
Oh, my goodness. There was a car in the air. Ed Osborne. Oh. So that happened a little bit further up. Interesting. So we're going to see Ed Osborne right here. And I bet you they're going to stack up right here. And that's exactly what happens. Big stack up and Ed Osborne up through the air. He did not know what to do with his hands in that moment. He was flying through the air. And I'm going to go back really quickly. I don't know where that checkup started. It looked like it had started from the 94 getting into the 17. You see it right there, and it looked like everyone just kind of checked up behind him. It looked like Cody Anderson had kind of checked up behind Alan Duranko. And after that, everyone kind of made contact. Jonah Colbert, the guy who's been really dominant this race, got hit in the back from David Brackett, who also got into the 94. And then behind them, you just can't see that happening. And Ed Osborne gets into the back of the 38, who Brian Terry gets into the back of him. And not much you could do. And Peyton Hubbard, another playoff car, gets a lot of damage from this wreck as well. And Ed Osborne flies through the air. And there goes Sean Kastritza underneath Ed Osborne. Cody Verrill. See Mace right there. And a lot of cars involved in this.
Definitely a lot of carnage. In turn number 1 there, another used car parts sale. How about that? You know, Alex Robinson's been trying to get him a truck, and every time there's a parking lot, he tries to steal one of the pieces off the truck.
No surprise there, though.
He don't like to pay for used parts. He likes a 5-finger discount.
Yeah. No surprise, though.
But, you know, watch him at the end of the season. I'm sure you have, like, your door panel on his truck or something. You know, it'd be somehow glued to it.
I did unfortunately wreck half the field last week at Daytona. He probably has that entire car.
Maybe. And he might actually try and make it look like a truck. Who knows?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Sooner or later, it's going to look like Travis Twitty's cockpit.
Right.
He has the full sim. The full sim.
And how about that Rod Morris Jr. Not in the playoffs, currently running in that second spot there in that number 76. A good job for him so far here tonight.
Yeah, and so far, you know, Lucas Lyons and Ron Morris Jr., they've been able to hold off on those older tires. Daniel Worthington did go into the pits, more of, I think, to fix his damage that he also got, that he sustained early in that run getting into the turn 1 wall. But Lucas Lyons and Ron Morris Jr., you know, they were able to hold strong up there. But the last thing they wanted was a caution, because this is just going to bunch everyone back up. And now if Lucas goes to the bottom, he has Sean Kaiser behind him. If he goes to the top, he has Barrett Morton behind him. So either way, he's going to have a car with fresh tires right on his bumper on this restart. So not ideal for that 25 truck. But at the end of the day, he has the lead, so you can't really complain much, especially the position that he's in. So looks like Lucas is going to take the bottom again. Ron Morris Jr. going to be on his outside. Sean Kaiser's going to be starting 3rd. Barrett Morton 4th. Wes Wiggins going to be in 5th. Alex Healy 6th. Taylor Peacock 7th. Alan Duranko 8th. Cody Anderson 9th. And he'll look now, but Jonah Colbert may have a little bit of damage, but he's already back up into the top 10.
He definitely is. Cracking his way up there. As we're down the back straightaway, we're racked and stacked. How exciting is this? Playoffs, round number 1 at Darlington. You said next week we're going to Talladega. So if you don't get enough points this weekend, you got to really try to play it safe next weekend at Talladega.
Yeah, and you know, if you're one of these playoff drivers that you know, is kind of struggling this week, you know, really the only thing that you could do is, you know, go full throttle next week at Talladega, try to get as many stage points as you can and win the race. But pace car's still on the track. It looks like the caution got extended, so we'll have another whole lap here to have some fun.
Have some fun dancing.
Exactly.
I mean, I don't know if y'all seen, you know, Mikey, I bet you let loose and dance Fridays and Saturday nights, don't you?
It depends. Sometimes I like to sleep. It really depends. You know, this Saturday I was dancing. This is kind of a flex on my part, but I am a part of the PDGA, the Professional Disc Golf Association, and I won my first tournament this weekend, so I was definitely dancing this weekend. I'll tell you that.
Congratulations.
Thank you. You know, Steve, how about Since we're here at Darlington with a throwback, how about we go with a throwback restart here? Get some boogity 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 going. Maybe get some good luck.
Well, I'm
Maybe
not.
get some good luck here.
Let me try. Hold on.
I gotta hear it. Let's hear it. Give us your best DW impression.
The pace car is Zed. Lucas Lyons bringing us back to the Geico restart zone. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing, boys. I can't do it.
That was pretty good. You know, you didn't get completely there, but you're almost okay. You know, you're choking a lung. We don't need you to hack up a lung. What have I done? But a great start there by the 25 of Lucas Lyons, able to get out front, and Sean Kai's back stretch, and I'm not sure who that is.
Bobby Hall Jr. got outside
man. I don't really know what happened there, but that's the last thing Bobby Hall Jr. needed, and he is slow, maybe looking, not coming into the pits. He's going to be running my line that I'm going to be running Wednesday night all the way down there. But, you know, that's really unfortunate. And at this point in the race, the last thing that you need to do is, you know, get into the wall very hard. Bobby Hall Jr., I think that, you know, ultimately kind of ends his race here. So we got a car on really low there on the backstretch. Not sure who that was. Hard racing all around right now. I believe that was the 8 of Cody Verrill. But you see Taylor Peacock on the back of Wes Wiggin. Once that 6th position, not going to be able to get it. And a few battles throughout the field. Sean Kastritza right now outside of the 8 machine. A Cody Verrill slide job there. You see these two very tight. Look at that beautiful 46 machine tonight. The old 2002 Kevin Harvick throwback, because there's a car on the backstretch.
The 76 of Ron Morris Jr.
Oh, man. He was having such a good run tonight, too.
He's having some smoking issues going on.
Yeah, that's what they call a meatball. Let's see if we can figure out what happened here to Ron Morris. That car looks pretty done.
There we go.
You know, he wasn't near anyone. I wonder if he just gets tight here off of turn 2. You see him really high up there? Oh, yeah, he's getting in the wall hard. And oh my goodness, right on the driver's side. You know, does a great job of locking up the brakes there. You know, looks like everyone's going to be able to miss him, but, you know, very unfortunate for that 76 machine. I'm not 100% sure. I think he just underestimated it because it looked like he kept a decent amount of speed. So I think that he really thought he was going to be able to get down and just was not able to get it. And, you know, by the time you get to a certain part of the corner and the car's not turning, you know, you can't really do much. That car's just going to drift up into that outside wall. And he hit it a ton, hits the inside wall a ton. But, you know, a lot of respect there for Ron Morris Jr. keeping it off the main part of the track. You know, could have been a lot worse, but he did a great job of minimizing the damage to the field.
Definitely. Jono Cooper, Ronnie Shirk, Brian Terry, Cody Anderson, Travis Twitty, Bobby Hall, George Gibbs, and Rod Morris Jr. all down pit road, getting some service done to their vehicles as we're under caution.
And we've not had a green flag run, so I'm not 100% sure how long these guys can go on fuel. Nevertheless, you know, how many laps you want to go between each tire stint. So, you know, if we see a guy like Jonah Colbert come in, I think there might be some, you know, underlying strategy that he might have. You know, it might be to, you know, just fix damage, but it also could be, you know, to get 4 fresh tires and, you know, start maybe P15th or somewhere around there. And use those fresh tires to your advantage to make it maybe like on one stop to the end. So, you know, if you look at the field, you know, Lucas Lyons is, you know, 30. He pitted on lap 38. The rest of the drivers behind him pitted on lap 47 until you get to Sean Kastritz, who pitted on lap 49. And you got Peyton Hubbard and Daniel Worthington, who pitted on 55. And then everyone behind them is pitted on lap 63. So a lot of different varying strategies. And in the mix of that is our playoff drivers. We got playoff drivers on all the 5 different strategies there are right now. So, you know, I really don't even know, like, you know, what's going to be the outcome of this race, just because, you know, we have a caution and then we'll have a green flag run, maybe another caution, you know, back-to-back cautions. But, you know, it's definitely interesting. And really quickly, I'm hearing the drivers bring this up. And if we go to the cockpit of Lucas Lyons really quickly here, Steve, I want to point out something. Look at that stunt. You can't see anything getting into turn 3. And I promise you that even the broadcast here does it a little bit of justice, because when you're actually driving, I don't think you even see that much. Like it feels
Especially in
like,
your VR. If you're using
yeah.
VR,
I use VR for this all the time, and I could tell you that just going in turn 3, you're almost completely blind. It's more of a consistency thing and kind of learning where your breaking point is. And, throughout the race, it kind of goes further back and further back throughout those runs. And then, you get fresh tires and you go back to where you're usually going. But, sometimes once a car gets to the inside of you or is right behind you, you sometimes forget that breaking point, and it causes a mistake. And, this is the best time for these drivers to force another driver into a mistake, is when that sun is out, it shines right over that tower, and it completely blinds you. And I feel like a lot of people don't talk about that, but Darlington actually is I would say it's probably the worst track for it, just because it's such a skinny track, and it's literally going into the corner that you just can't see anything. But going back to the race here, Lucas Lyons still holding strong, P1. Sean Kaiser starting P2 now. He has that outside line a little bit preferred right now, I would say, on the restarts. And Barrett Morton P3. And look at our boy Alex Healy back up there in the P4. Wes Wiggin 5th. Taylor Peacock 6th. Alan Duranko still holding strong in 7th. Sean Kastritz in that beautiful Kevin Harvick throwback scheme. He'll be running in P8. Cody Verrill P9. And Peyton Hubbard's made his way back up into 10th. But lights are off, and we're going back green here, Steve.
going back green. Your Lucas Lyons, the field's in his hands. The pace car looking to pull off down pit road. Lucas Lyons will bring us back to the Geico restart zone. See drivers coming out, turn number 4. Lucas Lyons, he's going to lay it on the loud pedal. We're back to racing here at Darlington for the Bluegrass Truck Series, round number 1 of the playoffs. As we head into turn number 1, Lucas Lyons, look at Barrett Morton and Sean Kaiser battling side by side. Give it to Kaiser. Out of turn number 2, Morton will fall into that 3rd spot. Now he's going to have Alex Healy to his inside as they head into turn number 3. Healy all the way to that white line there. That's going to allow Peacock to look to the outside of him as they head out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway. Peacock looks like he got into the outside wall just a tad bit, but Lucas Lyons leads the way here on lap number 68. You're watching, again, the Bluegrass Truck Series on the Bluegrass Facebook page and the Bluegrass YouTube.
Ooh. A lot of drivers lose side of 2. I saw Sean Kastritza and Sean Kaiser both fly down to the inside after getting loose. But, Sean Kaiser, man, he is catching up to Lucas Lyons, and Lucas Lyons, respectively, has done a great job holding on to that first place position. But, Sean Kaiser, we saw him super strong there at the end of the regular season. He's done a fantastic job. So look, we got this battle here. Alan Duranko and Wes Wiggin battling hard for the 6th place position. And, when 2 cars get side by side, it practically stacks up the entire field. And you can see that right now as you see Sean Kastritza, Peyton Hubbard, Ronnie Shirk, Jonah Colbert, all kind of in this hornet's nest. And you're not able to go anywhere because you can't really make a move. Because if you try to make a move, you're going to get passed. So very interesting. But speaking of Sean Kaiser, we have a change for the lead. Sean Kaiser up into P1 after passing Lucas Lyons, has been able to hold on to the lead for the past 20 or so laps. But Sean Kaiser's,
31 laps that Sean Kaiser has been since he last pitted. I mean, that's a long time, a little bit longer on the tires than, Lucas Lyons, a little bit longer than Sean Kaiser on those tires. Around about 9 laps there. Difference.
Yeah. Yeah, and, 9 laps means a lot. It may not seem like it, but definitely is, a drastic change between 9 lap tires, especially here at Darlington. But you also got to remember that it's more of like 6 to 5 laps because of caution laps. So, his tires aren't completely worn, as much as others. But, you could definitely feel it, especially here at Darlington. As we go here in the cockpit of Lucas Lyons, it looks like Sean Kaiser's just able to get on the throttle and be able to hold it throughout the corner a lot smoother than Lucas Lyons as he gets up into the wall there. And he's going to keep it up against the wall. Barrett Morton's going to move into that 2nd place spot. And that's what old tires will do to you. We see Lucas Lyons get a big Darlington stripe on that right side of the car. And you can see that right front fender bent in pretty good. But, you try to run like the guys who are outrunning you on older tires, it gets in your head and you overdrive the corner just kind of like that. Lucas able to hold P3 though for the moment, so he might be able to do a little bit more here by the end of it. But a lot of guys who are kind of behind him need to get past him here sooner or later if they want to gain points because Lucas Lyons is in the playoffs and he's done a solid job tonight. Opted not to take playoff points, but opted to take the lead there after the stage break. So definitely a really good strategy there by Lucas. It gained him a ton of positions, but this is where once we get a lot of back-to-back cautions, it really is going to bite you in the butt, and we see that as Alex Healy is now catching up to that 25 machine.
Well, you look at Sean Kaiser way out in front here at Darlington with Barrett Morton, Lucas Lyons. There's Alex Healy. Healy under attack from the 81. That's Taylor Peacock in the 81 there, right in his hip pocket as they come out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway. Now Healy to the inside of Lucas Lyons. Give it to Healy for that third spot, but momentarily. But here comes Lyons into the outside wall. He's going to keep it up there, allow these drivers to get around him. Good job for Lucas Lyons, keeping it up there.
Oh, still in the wall. Yeah, that's going to be the KO punch, that 25 truck. He's going to need a caution here sooner or later, I would think so. But this allows Alex Healy to get in that third place. Taylor Peacock, he's been showing his feathers all night up into fourth, and Alan DeRonco has snuck his way into the top 5 now for the first time tonight. So good run for that 4 machine. As you see, Wes Wiggin, Peyton Hubbard, Sean Kastritz, and now Jonah Colbert all in this line here trying to battle for that 7th position.
Yes, he is. And Barrett Morton, he up 5 spots. But Sean Kaiser up 16 spots, your race leader. Alan DeRonco up 15, currently running in that 5th spot. And how about Daniel Worthington, who's in 11th position right now?
I got to say, Daniel Worthington has had to make the most passes tonight, I think, because I've seen him go from the back to, like, the top 5, back to the back to the top 5. Then he got in another incident, and now he's back up in almost the top 10. He's had such a, on and off night, but, he's made his way back up to 12th, so a solid job by that 113 machine. And really quickly going up to this, battle for 3rd. I believe 3rd through like 9th is just all in a big single file line right now. And, they're all just waiting for someone to make a mistake to capitalize. And you see them going around the track, all kind of running that same line. And they really have nowhere to go. Like I said, just mainly about waiting for the other truck to make a mistake.
Kind of like a slinky.
Yeah. Sure. These cars sound really good right now. I kind of want to hear them. I think we should. We should do a you know what.
No, you tell me.
You know what I'm talking about. I can't say it. I'm not the host.
Oh well, hey, it was your idea.
Mm-hmm.
But
okay. I just don't remember the name. Shh.
Oh, I got you. The Crank It Up Cam?
Yeah, there we go. I didn't know if we went by an alternative name, but it is the Crank It Up Cam, so here we go.
All right, welcome back as we just watched the Crank It Up Cam. Taylor Peacock bringing it down pit road for a pit stop in that number 81. Sean Kaiser leading the way out front. There's Barrett Morton in that number 9 machine currently running in second. There is a slew of drivers right there, and look who's taking over third. That number 4 of Alan DeRocco up 17 spots. This gets around Alex Healy. He gets into the ball down. Alex Healy back to the inside as he comes out to. Oh, no!
Oh, no! No, no, no!
Alex Healy sideways back there.
Able to keep it off the wall.
Tough luck for that number.
What a bummer. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. I don't really know. It looked like Alan DeRocco might have came off the top a little bit. I don't really know, but that is so unfortunate for Alan DeRocco and Alex Healy, because they both were having amazing nights, and a lot of trucks coming now into pit as I believe it's time for pit stops as we see the 9 machine of Barrett Morton. He's keeping it out there for an extra few laps. Got to get that 9 machine out in front. He's done a great job tonight. He's been, oh my goodness, look at this aggressive stop. All the way down there. Underneath David Brackett making a pass as well. So, yeah, it's a very unfortunate turn of events there. But out of all this, look who's back in the lead. Someone that we're familiar with seeing out front, Jonah Colbert.
Jonah Colbert, Wes Wiggett, Peyton Hubbard, Sean Kostritza, and David Weatherton. Right now, your top 5. You got Barrett Morton, Alan DeRocco, Alex Healy, Sean Kaiser coming off of pit road. And you gotta wonder, is Sean Kaiser a lap down?
As of right now, he probably, I don't think he is. It looks like he is ahead of Taylor Peacock by about 6 seconds. So, it looks like he's just on the lead lap, maybe. I'm not 100% sure. He might be a lap down. It's just
one lap down.
Okay, so I mean that's just basic kind of pit stops, though. As we see him there go around Ronnie Shirk, who's right now scored in the 6th position. I believe it's just mainly because everyone has kind of stayed out. Jonah Colbert was not that far back, so I believe going into the pits and going all the way around, Jonah Colbert could lap these guys. As we kind of see the time delta coming in at this point, Ronnie Shirk is on the lead lap. Travis Twitty, Brian Terry, Wes Wiggins, Sean Kostritza are all on the lead lap as of right now, but they also pitted last time by. So once pit cycles go through, we'll actually be able to kind of see. But as right now, does have the 24 machine scored a lap down. So, just kind of pit cycles. It looks like he might go. He is a lap down, but trying to see on track. Yeah, it looks like he's about half a lap, just a little bit less than half a lap behind Jonah Colbert. So, as of right now, Jonah Colbert on this alternative strategy, if he gets a caution, all these guys are a lap down. So, if you're these guys who already pitted early, the last thing you want to see is a caution. But if you're Jonah Colbert and Bobby Hall, you want someone to spin out right now. And, Bobby Hall Jr., we've seen him have an absolutely rough night. Into the wall a lot of times. As you see Sean Kaiser right there going around that 94 machine. Bobby Hall, not the start of the playoffs he's won after such a great season for that 94 machine. He's gonna have to rely on Talladega to get some good points. I think for him to really be eligible for the next round. But the good thing is that he does have a good amount of stage points, so he should be relatively fine even with an okay finish tonight.
Well, yeah, he should. And let's see here. There's Jonah Colbert right there, and there is Bobby Hall. Jonah Colbert's coming out of turn number 4. There's Bobby Hall going into turn number 3. So that's the distance between first and second. And there's Cody Anderson in 3rd. Travis Twitty right there in 4th. And Brian Terry right now with a top 5. Then you got Sean Kaiser in 6th, that 24 machine. So,
yeah, and then Sean Kaiser is in the middle of them. He's running about a second quicker than Jonah Colbert every single lap. So, sooner or later, he'll be able to put himself back on the lead lap, kind of the hard way, as you would say it. But, if you guys with an alternative strategy, Jonah Colbert, Bobby Hall Jr., we see Cody Anderson, Travis Twitty, Brian Terry, all these guys are staying out, trying to hope they get a caution here. But I believe these guys are going to have to pit if they pitted on lap 63. I think they're going to have to be coming in here soon as Bobby Hall Jr. in, Travis Twitty in, Brian Terry also in. So I expect to see Cody Anderson in here soon as he just called it as I was talking, and Jonah Colbert will probably follow them. Ooh, I'm watching Sean Kaiser and Daniel Worthington trade some paint right now in turn 3 and 4. But, you're Sean Kaiser. You just want this thing to go green. He has a very decent lead right now over Barrett Morton. And, 24 car, we've seen him be strong all night. It's right here. We see Sean Kastritza and Alan Duranko. This is right now for about 10th on the track. Probably going to be for around 7th to 8th once pit cycles go out. But Alan Duranko, so unfortunate for that 4 truck. He got some damage there. And unfortunately, is going to hurt that truck. But he's still able to ride inside the top 10. As we see here, Cody Anderson and Brian Terry rolling their trucks down pit road, getting 4 fresh Goodyears and some fuels. There's your leader, Jonah Colbert, still out onto the track right now.
Jonah Colbert. There is second place lap down. That is Sean Kaiser. And there's Barrett Morton. Wes Wiggin and Taylor Peacock round out your top 5 here as we're on lap number 93. 92 are in the books.
31's coming in. It looks like. Yep.
Jonah Colbert in that 31 machine coming down pit road to make his stop. And that's probably going to hand the lead pretty close to that Sean Kaiser, that 24. It just really depends on the stop that number 31 has. But look at Barrett Morton and Wes Wiggin right there. You see the 55. Wes Wiggin getting around him. That's George Gibbs.
And really quickly, what a great job by Wes Wiggin. I think he is one of the most underrated drivers here in the Truck Series. He finishes top 10 every single week. He's always very solid, always very consistent, and he finished 3rd this year in points. And I don't think he even won. I think he was, the top driver not to win a race. So he didn't get a win, but he's been so consistent to finish 3rd in points. And right now, once the playoffs come out, we see him out here running 4th right now, up to 3rd now, passing Jonah Colbert coming out of the pits. So, Wes Wiggin has done a very, very solid job. As we see Peyton Hubbard really quick right now, moving up into that 3rd spot. But once pit stops are all said and done, Sean Kaiser has a 4.5 second lead over Barrett Morton. And, there's a big gap, almost 6 seconds back to that 99 machine of Peyton Hubbard. So, a lot of really good drivers here, a lot of tight battles. Jonah Colbert there on fresh tires just behind Wes Wiggin. So, this is going to be very exciting here to the finish.
It's going to set it up, that's for sure. A good finish to the end. And, Mikey, so let me ask you this. Have you gone to Facebook?
No.
To the broadcast?
No, I'm not. I'm unfortunately a little bit too young for a Facebook. I never made it that far. I never made it.
Well, you need
Facebook.
You need a Facebook so that way you can donate some cash to Bluegrass. Jason needs all the cash.
Yeah, Jason does need it.
So if you're watching on Facebook, you can give the Bluegrass some stars. They appreciate it. They got a goal of 5,000 stars. So as soon as Mikey opens up that new Facebook page and inserts his credit card, I'm sure he'll reach it.
Yep. Jonah Colbert, we see, moving into 5th really quickly, passing Wes Wiggin there. Or 4th, that is, sorry.
Peyton Hubbard right there in that 3rd spot.
And really quickly, kind of looking at the time deltas right now, Sean Kaiser was the first one to pit out of the top 3 guys. And Jonah Colbert right now, from where he was, is absolutely on a roll right now, moving into 3rd. He's on brand new fresh tires. So that 31 machine is looking really good right now. But,
it is.
Barrett Morton is not really running down Sean Kaiser. I'm not sure if Barrett's in any sort of traffic or what. I've not really seen. But Sean Kaiser's sitting in a pretty good position because Barrett pitted, a few laps after Sean, which, is going to be an advantage for the 9 truck. But he's not really been able to move from 4.5 seconds. He's kind of been there the entire time. Now, for 3rd, Jonah Colbert and Peyton Hubbard have kind of moved down under 10 seconds. As the run goes on, that time delta, it's going to decrease, if that makes sense. So once you get fresher tires, you're going to catch the car in front of you rapidly. But as the run goes on, the tires actually start to even out and times will start to even out. So you're going to gain less and less. So Jonah Colbert on his fresh tires, is gaining a ton right now on Sean Kaiser. He's got his delta down to 8.5 seconds. And we'll see Colbert here. Let's see what he clocks in here. 29.92 compared to Sean Kaiser's 30.97. So almost a second quicker. And Sean Kaiser is behind a lap car at the moment. But, Jonah Colbert, if he has enough laps here, he might be able to get up to that 24 machine. And Barrett Morton, catching him as well right now as he's stuck behind, I believe, the 113 of Daniel Worthington. So, these guys are going to have to use, this time advantage that they have to go catch these guys. And Daniel Worthington, and I want to make this a point, is that Daniel Worthington has every right now to block Sean Kaiser's. There's a car on the wall in front of them. But Daniel Worthington has every single right to battle Sean Kaiser right now. So he's a playoff driver, and he's trying to stay the last car in the lead lap. He's going to pass Travis Twitty there. Travis Twitty's going to go for the crossover move. These guys right now are battling for, to stay on the lead lap, and this is not going to be good.
3 wide.
Okay. Twitty in the wall. Kaiser, a little bit of right side damage, and this is exactly what that 9 machine and the 31 machine needed. These guys are going to catch a little bit. They're going to be able to gain a little bit of time now as Barrett Morton down to 2.8 seconds and Jonah Colbert coming very quick down to 5.5 seconds on those new tires. So, again, anything can happen here at Darlington, as we just saw it just happen. And Daniel Worthington now able to keep that position and move on away from Sean Kaiser a little bit. So, I mean, these lap cars are not going to make it easy for Sean Kaiser, and I will tell you that because they have every single right to battle, for the lead lap spot.
In the wall there.
Yep, and that's just going to allow Sean Kaiser to get right back up to him, and then he's going to get stuck behind him. It's just you have to make your moves just right, and 24 is going to have to do that here if he wants to win this race. They're coming to about 34 laps to go or so. So I believe we're going to have to make one more pit stop compared they were last time. So Jonah Colbert pitted on lap 93. He's going to have to try to make up as many positions as he can because, pitting later isn't going to help you now. So we'll probably see these guys come in and pit here sooner or later. But Jonah Colbert has caught the 9 machine of Barrett Morton for second place. He is all over his bumper right now. So we'll see if Jonah Colbert will be able to make that move here for second. As you see right now, pushing around the 29 of Travis Twitty, who's a lap down car. Jonah Colbert, if he wants to win this race, has to make a move quick.
He definitely does. Travis Twitty, that 39 out, the 99 into the outside wall. Wes Wiggin looks to the inside.
Oh, no!
He's in the wall some more. Peyton Hubbard falls to that 5th spot. Barrett Morton still in that 2nd spot. Jonah Colbert right there in 3rd. How about Wes Wiggin? You mentioned it right there, right now in that 4th position. But Peyton Hubbard got into the wall. Got some right side romance, some sparklers and some snakes going on.
Yeah.
In at number 99 machine, there's Taylor Peacock in 6th. In the 81 machine, you got Sean Kostritza, who's currently running in 7th. Going around, I believe that's the 38 of David Brackett. And Bobby Hall in 8th. Al DeRocco and Cody Anderson round out your top 10 here. As Sean Kaiser continues to lead way out in front here at Darlington with 106 laps in the books.
And Colbert was able to make that move here for second. But like I said, he's going to have to, make up a lot of time here in a short amount of time, that is. Because I think these guys are probably going to be pitting in the next, 10, 15 laps if they're consistent with their first run. I don't think anyone can make it all the way. They're here to prove me wrong, so hopefully they can make it all the way. That'd be awesome. But if not, there's still one more pit stop, and it has to be perfect. If you go in, you're not going to take all fuel because you're only going to take what you need to make to the end. But this kind of proves something for these drivers because do you want to take 2 tires? Especially with like 10 or so laps left. There's no reason to take 4 tires with that much time left. If you take 2 tires, you gain 7 seconds on the person in front of you and behind you. So there's going to be a lot of different strategies here. And I think Jonah Colbert staying out the longest can really do whatever he kind of wants compared to like Sean Kaiser, who if he has to pit with like 15 laps to go, 4 tires might be the right move. So it's a lot of different varying strategy. Jonah Colbert, 3.3 seconds behind our leader, Sean Kaiser, right now. Barrett Morton still running 3rd, and Wes Wiggin, again, made his way up to 4th after Peyton Hubbard got into the wall. So playoff drivers make up all the way, I think, down to like 9th or so. So 81 of Taylor Peacock is coming in this time by.
Taylor Peacock coming down pit road into 81 for his final stop of the night. It's Sean Kaiser right there, looking really good right now. There's Jonah Colbert. So Colbert is starting to close the gap between him and Kaiser. Barrett Morton right there with Wes Wiggins. So, really the top 5 is really spread apart right now.
Yeah, except for those top 2 right now. Jonah Colbert down to 1.25 seconds, and a lot of our drivers are starting to come in. Taylor Peacock just pitted last time by. Alex Healy's coming in this time by. Cody Verrill, who's in 10th, is coming in this time by. So, car in the wall. It's Peyton Hubbard again. Rough run here for that 99 machine in the last few or so laps. He's hit the wall a few times. But don't look now. The Jaws music are going to be huge. Sean Kaiser has a Jonah Colbert all in his mirror. And if you're the 24, you have to pit right now. I don't think you can hold the 31 behind you for much longer. And it looks like he is going to come in and pit. And I think that's the right call. You have to have the best pit stop of your life right here if you're Sean Kaiser. And I believe with this much time left, they're going to have to take time. There's no question about it because all the drivers are making about 26, 27 laps on fuel. So I think all these drivers who are coming in, as we see Barrett Morton also come in, who actually got a massive run there. He was able to come in pretty quickly, and cars behind him are all coming in the pit. Wes Wiggin. All these guys are going to have to make up as much time as they can on pits, and then, this is it. You've got to run perfect to the end. So as we see Jonah Colbert staying out here, he obviously pitted almost 10 laps or later than everyone else. So at this point, if you're Jonah Colbert, you're going to wait a few more extra laps here and pit so you have fresher tires and you're going to make up that ground. As he was able to get back up to the lead essentially there by the time the 24 Sean Kaiser pitted. So Jonah Colbert, I think he's going to stay out about 5 or so laps. So he'll probably come in, I would say, in the next 3 or 4 laps. And he'll have fresher tires. He'll be a little bit behind the 24, but he plans to make that up with the fresher tires.
Well, we know the longest pit stint was 38 laps a run. Right now, he's on lap number 21. So, give or take, he got around about 17 more laps if he really wants to stretch it out.
I believe that was also with 3 cautions kind of in the mix of it. So right there, that's 3 to 4 laps of caution. So that's almost 12 laps of caution, or laps under caution, in which you don't really use that much fuel. So a lot of those guys, I believe maybe about 28 to 30 is probably going to be the max range. If Jonah Colbert wanted to, I think he could go to around lap 20, lap 120 that is, which would be in about 6-ish laps, somewhere around there. I think he can go to then, and I think that's where he has to pit because you don't want to stay out too long. And I feel like that'd be the big mistake. By the time Jonah Colbert pits, he's going to have, roughly 20 or so laps to catch the leaders. And the only guys right now who are out on this strategy are Jonah Colbert, Bobby Hall Jr., and Cody Anderson. And Jonah Colbert definitely has the speed and track position to make up that time. So I don't expect him to sit here and try to wait for a caution. Bobby Hall Jr. right now in P2, again, maybe trying to hope for a caution right now. A lot of cars are a lap down. So, a caution right now will be huge for that 94 car. Same thing with the 17 of Cody Anderson as he's still out on track. Everyone behind him has pitted. So, it's going to be very interesting to see what Jonah Colbert does here as he's not pitted. But Bobby Hall Jr., who pitted 3 laps before Jonah Colbert, is coming in this time by. So, I believe this is going to bring in Cody Anderson, and most likely he'll bring in Jonah Colbert here in the next 2 or so laps.
Yep, here comes Cody Anderson following Bobby Hall. Sean Kaiser right there in that 4th spot in the 24 machine as Jonah Colbert has stayed out right now as we're coming to 20 laps to go this time at the flag stand. 20 laps to go, and Jonah Colbert is sitting pretty at the end of this race.
I'm surprised he's not pitted yet. He has almost 10 or so laps right now on these guys with his tires. So I think he essentially will have a lot fresher tires, but I think he's, you don't want to pit too late. And I'm not going to doubt Jonah Colbert because we've seen him literally go from the back to the front in this race. After getting wrecked from the lead, he was able to get back up to second place, contest for the lead until that driver had a pit. But staying out this late, will the tires, will they be that much of an advantage to the point where he'll be able to catch back up to Sean Kaiser? Sean Kaiser right now has a pretty comfortable gap over Barrett Morton at about 4.8 seconds. Right there as Brian Terry gets into the wall. So if you're Jonah Colbert, I feel like you've got to come in here in the next few laps. I don't think he'll stay out. I just don't think he can stay out another 2 laps because I don't know if he'll have enough time to make it all back up.
Well, 18 laps to go for Jonah Colbert, Sean Kaiser, Barrett Morton, Wes Wiggin, Taylor Peacock. Well, now making Peyton Hubbard round out your top 5 as Peyton Hubbard just got around the 81 of Taylor Peacock for that 5th spot. Bobby Hall Jr. currently sitting at 7th position. Sean Kaiser in 8th. Alan Duranco.
31 is in.
And here comes Jonah Colbert down pit road for his final stop of the night. Here comes the 24 Sean Kaiser. He's going to unlap himself right here. As we come to 17 laps to go, Barrett Morton, Wes Wiggin, Peyton Hubbard all have made their pit stops. And right in front of Peyton Hubbard is the 55. And that's George Gibbs, a rookie this season. And right ahead of him now is, who's that on the inside? Is that the 55?
It might have been. Not 100% sure. But
the sunset just kind of blurred them all together. And then they all have damage on the right-hand side, so then it gets kind of hard to tell the numbers.
So we have the race off of pit road here, and you see Sean Kaiser is going to easily be able to get around that 31. And, not only that, Barrett Morton should be able to almost get around him here as well. Not going to be able to do it, a little bit behind him, but Sean Kaiser's sitting pretty comfortable with 17 to go. And I'm looking at that last pit stop for Jonah Colbert and 9.8 seconds. And I could be crazy, but Jonah Colbert came into the pits earlier and took tires when he was in the back of the field. So I'm wondering if that 31 machine did not have any tires left with the tire limit, and he was just staying out and maybe hoping for a caution to put everyone a lap down. Because he's not making up any time right now on the 24 car. If anything, he's actually just losing time. So I think the 31 is out of tires. And this is big for Sean Kaiser. Because at this point, you have 4.5 seconds on Jonah Colbert. Barrett Morton is just behind Jonah Colbert. So they're really not a threat right now unless he makes a big mistake. But Sean Kaiser, I think, has this race locked since Jonah Colbert has no more tire sets.
Well, you look at the intervals right there on your screen.
Yeah, 5/10 slower. Jonah Colbert definitely did not take tires that last stop. And Barrett Morton is actually all over that 31 machine right now. Not even all over him. He is past him. Move Barrett Morton into second place.
So Barrett Morton now takes over second. Jonah Colbert in third. And there's Wes Wiggin in the 88 machine. Wouldn't it be nice to have him in a podium position here tonight?
Yeah, it's definitely plausible with Jonah Colbert's tires. I think Wes Wiggin, if he has 13 or so. Oh, we got a yellow on the track.
George Gibbs in the 55. Alex Healy just got around George Gibbs. They go into
he's going to drive in too hard there, hit the wall. No, he catches Allen, and field goal is good. 55 up into the air. Second time we've seen that tonight. We saw the exact same thing with Ed Osborne. Kind of caught up in the fencing. And he was trying to let a car by. He just drove it in too hard. You see him getting Alan Duranco, and like I said, that was a Justin Tucker kick. And I don't think there is any better way to say this, but this changes everything.
So if you're Sean Kaiser, do you come down pit road?
Absolutely not. Based off of tires, these drivers are out of tire sets. If you have an extra tire set, good for you. I'd go take it now. But most of these drivers don't have any tire sets left. There's no point to pit. Jonah Colbert, who is on older tires, is going to be starting third, which I think is advantage for Wes Wiggin. We're going to see where Sean Kaiser starts here, but preferably I think he would want to take the outside line just based off of how good it's been throughout the race. But the bottom has worked too once the leader started down there. But I think if you're the leader, you have to play mind games. And Jonah Colbert looks like he's going to come into the pit. I'm kind of surprised he's going to give up track position when he doesn't have any tires left. So, it's going to move Wes Wiggin up into third and Peyton Hubbard up into fourth. So, if you're a playoff driver with Talladega next week, I think you got to do anything to win. I'm not saying you want to wreck the guy in front of you, but if you want to win this race, you might have to, bump him up, maybe put him in the wall a little bit to slow him down and get by him. Racing is racing, and here at Darlington, this is the playoffs. I think we're going to see a lot of action here on this restart. If you're Sean Kaiser, you've got to get a good start. We've seen the leader have good starts all night, so he's got to continue that trend, get a good start, and get himself out about 4 or 5 car lengths ahead of Barrett Morton. If he can do that, he can lock this race down and win it. One mistake, though, on the restart, as we saw earlier, the big checkup on the restart where Jonah Colbert went a little bit late in the box, and it ended up, or it wasn't Jonah Colbert, it was the person on the outside. I don't remember who it was, but he went a little bit later in the restart box, stacked everyone up, wrecked Jonah Colbert and a few others that were involved. Anything can happen here. And, this is where you've got to turn the aggression level up to the max, but you cannot wreck if you're one of these playoff drivers, because we've seen drivers go from 1st to 17th tonight just with one single incident on a restart.
You don't want to be that driver, Mikey. Remember that Wednesday night.
Yeah, if I'm not taken out by then, I'll remember it.
Okay. And you still haven't paid your bills I've sent you.
Oh, no.
I mean, I got, I got Lisa that's kept up with the bills you owe. Whoa,
yeah, I think my volunteering has
paid it off.
Paid that off.
Okay, all right.
No BJ tonight, but we got Mikey.
There you go.
Maybe not as great, I would say, but it's not the worst. We could have Jason Collins in here.
Hey, Jason Collins hired this one guy. He was an expert, NASCAR expert pet road reporter.
Mm.
And, he's looking for a gig. He could be your spotter Wednesday night.
Don't give me any ideas. Well, looks like the lights are off, question mark. It looks like they are.
Yep.
Sean Kaiser going with that inside, which tells me that he's going to go early in the box. I think he's got to go early in the box here.
Lisa says you haven't paid off yet. You gotta work a couple more Mondays.
Dang. Well, I'm close. I took last week off. I shouldn't have.
Right.
Let's look at our top 10 here. Sean Kaiser, Barrett Morton to his outside. Wes Wiggin, we've talked about, we kind of brought him up. How sneakily good that he's been. He's in position to win this race. Good job for that 88 machine. Peyton Hubbard in 4th. Taylor Peacock in his 81 machine is going to be in 5th. Bobby Hall Jr., what a great comeback for that 94 machine, up to P6. Sean Kostritz, that beautiful Kevin Harvick scheme, is up to 7th. Alex Healy 8th. Jonah Colbert 9th. Alan Duranco 10th. Steve, here we go. This is it.
All right. Hopefully the final time will come to the Geico restart zone. Sean Kaiser, the field's in his hands. He's getting ready to lay down on that loud pedal. We're back to racing here at Darlington. A good start for that number 24 machine. As you hear, whoa, because that means Wes Wiggin did get the takeoff he needed.
Not at all. He, I don't know if he missed a shift or what. He definitely had to have missed a shift because he didn't fall back that much like off the start. It looked like the second they went up to go into 3rd gear, he just did not get that car up into 3rd gear as quick as he wanted to. So, not a great start there by that 88. Hopefully I didn't pull out the jinx card there, but top 4 really tight. Barrett Morton, Sean Kaiser up there. And don't look now, Bobby Hall Jr. coming with Peyton Hubbard. Top 4 are all single file right now, separated by 2 car lengths each as they come out of turn 2.
Out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway. Sean Kaiser looking pretty with 6.5 laps to go here. Barrett Morton right there in striking distance, but look at Bobby Hall putting heavy pressure on Peyton Hubbard. He's all in the hip pocket of him as he thinks about looking to the inside.
Oh, that ain't gonna work.
Nope, the door gets shut by Peyton Hubbard, shuts the door of Bobby Hall as we have 6 laps to go. So now Bobby Hall going to try to reel him in one more time down the back straightaway. And then look at Wes Wiggin all over the tail, taking the 97 of Alex Healy. Peyton Hubbard right there in that 3rd position, leaves the outside open. Crossover move maybe, you think? No.
Was not able to get on the throttle. As you see him there, this is the playoffs. They've got to block for that position. Bobby's going to drive it in deep here. He's going to be all over that 99 machine door, and this is not going to work. This is not going to work at all. Peyton Hubbard's around. Alex Healy and Wes Wiggin almost around. Peyton Hubbard is going to be slow on the backstretch right now. And, oh, man, I knew that wasn't going to work. I saw that coming. It's just side by side in turn 2 like that. It never ends up good. But Taylor Peacock looking to make a move here on Wes Wiggin. He's going to make a move. This is for 5th place.
Yep, and right behind him is Sean Kaiser in that 46. Looks to the inside. Sean Kostritza. Momentarily thought about it, but got a little loose off the turn. Now look at Colbert to the inside. He'll take over that 7th position. But Bobby Hall Jr., he dug it deep and sold it cheap to take over that 3rd spot. But he has a long ways to go to catch up to Barrett Morton. Morton starting to lose some ground from Sean Kaiser as we have 3 laps to go here at Darlington. And, long Sean Kaiser doesn't make a mistake, Mikey. I think he has this one wrapped up.
Yeah, but can't speak too soon. We've seen drivers get involved in wrecks. Maybe a late yellow here might bring something out. Maybe Kaiser gets up into the wall. If Kaiser gets into the wall, that brings Barrett Morton right to his bumper. But, at this point, 2 to go. Sean Kaiser just has to run his line. Doesn't need to overdrive the corner. He's faster than Barrett Morton right now. At this point, he just needs to be nice and smooth. And if you're Barrett, I would not push the issue. You're going to finish 2nd here. This is a great point statement. So I think if I'm Barrett Morton, I would just like to stay in 2nd right here, ease it on down. But here, Sean Kaiser off of turn 4, coming to the white flag this time by 10 car lengths over Barrett Morton. The 24 Exalta machine tonight drives it into turn 2. Going to be able to run it right up against the wall, nice and smooth. You see him give himself a lane. He knows he has this thing won at this point. Off of turn 2, 24 machine for the last time here tonight at Darlington is going to bring it down with the 9. Catch it a little bit, but not going to be enough. Sean Kaiser off of turn 4. What playoff driver is going to be the first playoff driver to lock himself into the next round? Sean Kaiser is going to do it at Darlington.
Well, Sean Kaiser picking up his first win of the season in that number 24 truck. But great job for Sean Kaiser there. Barrett Morton coming home in 2nd. Bobby Hall round out your top 3 here at Darlington. What a good race that was, Mikey.
I think we're about to have some fun stuff here on the track with the 99 and the 94. It's like we're having a good time here. This is what the playoffs do to you. And that was a good friendly rub, I think. I think that was not too excessive. This is where tempers flare. And, you remember everything. And I bet you that 99 machine is going to remember what the 94 did. And, going to a plate track next week, and then you go to, short tracks, intermediate tracks, he'll remember it. But as the playoffs go on, one person who doesn't have to worry about anything at Talladega is Sean Kaiser because he has locked himself into the next round.
Well, taking a look at your official results on the board, Sean Kaiser picks up his first career win of the season, that number 24 truck, the All-American Motorsports. Barrett Morton in the number 9 GC Motorsports is 2nd, and Bobby Hall Jr. to Flex Motorsports in 3rd. You got Alex Healy, his teammate, in 4th, and Wes Wiggin, his teammate, in 5th. So Flex Motorsports 3, 4, and 5. And you got Taylor Peacock in 6th, Sean Kostritza in 7th, Jonah Colbert in 8th, 9th is Alan Duranco, 10th is Cody Anderson, 11th is Peyton Hubbard. 12th is Lucas Lyons. 13th is Daniel Worthington.
And 14th tonight's going to be Travis Twitty. 15th is going to go to Cody Verrill. 16th, Brian Terry. 17th is going to go to David Brackett. Tyler Evans is going to finish 18th. Jeremy Vaughn is going to finish 19th. George Gibbs is going to finish 20th. Ronnie Shirk is going to finish 21st. Ron Morris Jr. is going to finish 22nd. Charlie Mace 23rd. Ed Osborne 24th after going on a wild ride. And Michael Cole's going to round out your field tonight in 25th.
And we'll be right back with post-race interviews. All right, welcome back to Ultimate Dirt TV. And Mikey is running right now. We're making him run because he's trying to get the winner. Sean Kaiser. I'm sure he's partying downstairs. How about you do this? Why don't you get our... Oh, no, there he is. Ladies and gentlemen, Mikey's caught up with the race winner, Sean Kaiser.
Sean Kaiser, you got a copy?
I do.
Awesome. Sean, first win of the season, probably at the most important time at the start of the playoffs. Sean, tell us about your race, man. We saw you start from the back, make your way up to the front, and stay up front the rest of the race. So tell us how your race went, man.
Well, I was pretty freaking good, as you can see. It started in the back because unfortunately I was late pay, which I got to work on that because that hurts you when you start from the back. But I've just always had good confidence here. It's a tough track, but it's all about rhythm and keeping your nose clean, and I try and pride myself on that. And this is definitely one of my favorite tracks. I mean, great job to our team. I mean, that battle should honestly been between me and Jonah. Unfortunately, had some misfortune there, but Barrett was right there behind us. Lucas was very fast. He got caught up in some stuff too, but just the team worked. We had a good practice session as a team. Helping each other out. Jonah giving some pointers, like running the bottom in 3 and 4. I would never thought about it. I guess since the update, the bottom actually works pretty well. I mean, you can use both lanes, but you save tire by running the bottom for sure, and it works a lot better than it used to. And my best corner was definitely 1 and 2. I just love carrying that momentum out of 2. It's just so fun. But great race.
Well, I've got to say, I've been running that bottom line for years. I can tell you, it's definitely nice. But we saw definitely a lot of contact tonight, a lot of drivers getting into one another, and it looked like you were able to stay relatively clean throughout the night. Not a ton of scrapes on that truck. What does this do for you going into the next few races? Obviously, we have Talladega next week, and you don't really have to worry about it. I know you can kind of just go full out now and try to maybe get some stage points, maybe try to get a playoff point out of that. But then, the next weeks after that, we have, I believe it's Dover and then the Roval, 2 pretty diverse tracks. What do you have to do to carry this momentum forward?
Well, it's definitely momentum, and I'd been clicking off some good top 5s. As a team, we've been working really well, and it's definitely good momentum. It's nice not to have to worry about Dega. I'm usually a backtracker at Dega. I'll wait for the race until the end, and I'll just sit out back and wait for all the calamity to happen. But that lets you sacrifice stage points when you do that, and it's going to allow me to be aggressive, and I'm definitely going to go get stage points. I mean, that's all Talladega is going to be about, so that's a plus. As it goes to Dover, once again, Dover is one of my favorite racetracks. I love it. It's a larger version of Bristol. I'm good at Bristol too, and I just love those 2 tracks. And I'll be looking to be contending at that track as well. Roval's a little bit more difficult. I mean, I'm not that great of a road racer. I like to hover around the top 10, top 5. Just gonna go look for a clean, don't make mistakes, get that top 10, top 5, and move on from the Roval. But definitely get some good needed practice, because road courses are definitely rear their ugly heads around, and you need to at least be self-sufficient at them and do well.
All right. Well, I'm sure you got some fine sponsors, friends, family, teammates to thank. Go ahead and list them out there, man.
It's my team at JC Motorsports. This Lucas Dustin unfortunately wasn't here. Then Jonah and Barrett and JC Graphics. And just I our team has been working really well, and that's really who I want to thank. I've definitely gotten better racing in this league, better with the help of my teammates, better with the help of people like Barrett and Jonah and Lucas, like I said, and Dustin. And we're just gonna keep on working. Keep on heads held high and point it forward, and keep on clicking off good finishes. And you keep on clicking off the good finishes, the wins will come. And finally, I got one, as you can see here, and it's a great feeling.
All right. That is your winner, Sean Kaiser, tonight. And I believe Steve is caught up with our second place finisher, Barrett Morton.
All right, Barrett Morton, congratulations on the second place finish tonight. I mean, it wasn't the win, but it's a good points going in this playoff first round.
Oh man, it was like sex in the woods. It was intense. It was intense. I tell you what, the lap traffic, just everything. I thought my race was done there for a second. I am so happy for Sean. He's a buddy of mine. We've been friends for about 8-9 years, playing different games on and off. And I know he's got the ability. He just spent a little bit extra practice with us this time, and it definitely paid off. He was a rocket.
Definitely was. And talk about racing here tonight in Darlington and preparing for next week. He gets that cushion. You still got to play a little hard next week.
Yeah, and I'm just looking for consistency. That is something we did not start out with the season. So just trying to, stay out of trouble and stuff. And I think we succeeded in that for the most part tonight. So I'll definitely take second place. Ended up with a stage win. Unfortunately, Jonah got caught up in that. And he's the reason this team is clicking the way it is right now. Really helping us out how to drive the tracks and strategy and things like that. And I hate that he got involved in that restart, but things happen. So, and he still salvaged a top 10 out of it.
Definitely. Go ahead and thank those fine sponsors making it all possible for you, Barrett.
Yeah, JC Graphics, Wax Marina, Spearcrest, Sergeant Junket, definitely all my teammates. Dustin couldn't make it tonight, but Lucas also had a pretty good run. So, and then you guys for doing the broadcast, and then Jason for putting all this together.
All right. Barrett Morton coming home in second place tonight. Congratulations. And Mikey's caught up with their third place finisher tonight.
Bobby Hall Jr. got a copy?
Hey, I do.
So, Bobby, I could say this race was nowhere near perfect for you, as we saw you go to the front, to the back to the front, back to the back to the front again, and maybe strategy kind of paid off there for you at the end. But tell us about your race, man.
Yeah, you're definitely right. I felt like a yo-yo this whole entire race. Just get arrow tight out of 2 and kiss the wall a couple times. And then I had a fly, get my eye. The second time I hit the wall, and I thought my race was done for. And then a few cautions from the end. Topped off the fuel and was able to prolong my run. And then the last pit stop, I took 2 tires. And I think if it would have stayed green, I think I could have caught up to them. At least the top 5 in my mind. And I didn't want to see that last caution at the end.
Gotcha. And being so far, kind of not, I wouldn't say so far back in the field, and knowing that you have to get a ton of points because this is the first week of the playoffs. What was your kind of strategy going? What was going through your mind back there? Because I can say that being back in like 15th and 17th with damage is not a good feeling, especially when you need the points. What were you able to do to capitalize on your early mistakes and end up finishing top 3 tonight?
Yeah, during the practice and racing, us flex team and one of our spotter guys, we happened to just talk pit strategy, and if the cautions fell at this time, we'll do this. If they don't come out, we'll do this instead. And like I said, right there at that last caution, everybody was looking good for team wise. And then once you get behind the guys with damage, they definitely mess your line up. Then it takes you 2 laps to get the run to pass them. And then by then, the guys in front of you are already gone. But I was surprised 2 tires was decent. I think I had 22 laps on the lefts, I think, when I took 2. But just patience, I guess, and try to keep the nose clean, but it didn't happen.
Yeah, and kind of speaking of that, I love the drama in the truck series. So I've got to ask, what happened there with you in the 99 there with a few laps to go? We saw a little bit of contact. What's your point of view from that?
Yeah, I had got the run on him, and I'd stick my nose to the bumper, and he blocked me, and I'm like, all right. Second time he did it, I had to check up, decent. If not, he was gonna get a bumper full. And then the third time I was to his quarter and I wasn't moving and got up to the middle lane and I felt contact. I didn't think I came up. I don't know if he came down. We both did each. I watched replay. Looks like net code on my screen, but it's ultimately going to be Jason's decision on that. But I didn't like the retaliation after the race. But
It is the playoffs. It's where tempers flare the most, but out of all of it, coming clean, getting third place. So I know you have some mighty fine teammates that you want to thank, sponsors, friends, family. All yours. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'd like to thank John Deere for the paint for this weekend. And Team Flex as usual. Pit strategies and communication was key in our group. Jason for the hard work he does, the broadcast team, and same again. The logo on the truck seems to work.
All right. Well,
to next week.
There you go. All right. Well, that's your third place finisher, Bobby Hall Jr., able to come back and get a third place finish tonight. So, Steve, another successful week.
Definitely another successful night. Well, we'll say Wednesday when you pick up the win, it was a successful week. How about that?
Yeah, hopefully. But I could say though, man, this truck series, it's only getting started. They already a lot of tensions going on. We heard a lot of drivers going back and forth tonight. Not even between people who are running mid to backpack, guys who are running top 5. So I think all this kind of drama is just going to keep going on and on. People are going to start racing each other harder and harder, and these playoffs are going to be super fun. And it's going to be the same thing in the Xfinity Series tomorrow night. It's going to be the same thing in the Cup Series race on Wednesday night. So these drivers really want to win, and it's the best time to win now. So
definitely get your stakes in now. Get those wins for that next round. But you know what? We're going to say goodnight, Mikey. We're going to go see if we can catch up with Jason and Granny. See if they found BJ.
Yeah, we got to get him out of the hot dog stand.
Yes, I mean, we got a lot of business to do after this. So, ladies and gentlemen, until tomorrow night, same time, same place with the Xfinity Series. Until then, we're going to say good night. God bless. We'll see you tomorrow.